Hi, Derrick. I got your blue Beetle helmet here for you. Give you a good look there. So it came out really well. Honestly, this is one of the more complex pieces I do, and probably one of the better ones I've done in a little while. Actually, I'm very happy with how this turned out. The image on the page shows these visor eyes as sort of this reddish thing, because that's one I sort of made for myself on a whim and used some cut up sunglass for the material. But with this one, I went ahead and used gold one-way visor, which is a lot more screen accurate for the glowing yellow eyes. But I don't even give an option to do LED eyes with this one because of how much more complex that would make just the basic manufacturing of it. But also, they're really hard to see through, whereas these kind of hard to give you a vision. Oh, there you go. You can see my face through them, where you can't see in, but you can see out, and it still has that sort of yellow look to them. So I think it looks really nice. So obviously we have all the colors here and the detail parts and whatnot inserted. So the way that the helmet works, and I gotta be very careful doing this, is this jaw section separates. So the bottom is a lot more narrow than the actual head space. So here, I'll take this, just give it a pull on the ear to separate on both sides, and then that comes right off. And so you can see these magnets here. These ones are actually painted over a little bit, so they're harder to see, but you can see right there where they are. I don't use every single available hole for the magnets because it would actually make it annoying to take this on and off, and these are pretty strong, so they're sufficient on their own. But you can see that jaw piece separates, which creates a much bigger opening. And then this is one piece, so those are welded together. At the parts, I would still be very careful when you're handling it. Since you do have a display box, I'm assuming this is mostly going to be on display. So I did also put, you can see the top here is very gloss, which took a lot of, I mean, it always takes sanding and I always aim for that, but since yours is under display lights, I really wanted to make sure the top part, which is the most ridged when it prints, was really smooth. So you can't even tell at all that this was 3D printed. It looks like one, metallic piece. Now your the circumference is smaller than mine, so I can't put it on to show you, but this is how that would sit down, and you just want to carefully slide it down. And then once it's on, you would reattach this jaw piece. The normal model goes a little further down, basically to this line here, but I cut out more of a chin because on mine personally, I found that really annoying and it doesn't really serve any purpose. But to put this back on, you just want to line up first with the bottom here on the jaw, the inside, the one that sits in. So the ears go over, whereas the rest go in. Sit that in, and then just carefully, it's hard to do on camera, but lift up the ears into their respective positions. So I'll do that over here too, and you'll hear the magnets click when they're in place. And then there you go. So this is very sturdy. Shake it around, it's not going to come off. Obviously you don't want to be bumping it too much while you're wearing it, but it will hold very sturdily in place. And yeah, honestly, I'm sad to see this one go. It's come out a lot nicer than the one I made to make that listing photo. And it came out really nice. So that covers pretty much everything for the base helmet itself. It's fairly straightforward. And then when it comes to the foam inserts, I have these custom pre-cut foam inserts for you. They're of two different thicknesses, you could see there. I'm not including a ton of them because I think with this helmet, you really shouldn't need that many. It's very tight fitting, hence why that jaw needs to remove, because you won't even be able to get it on with that attached. But basically, when you do have the helmet on, just give it a bit of a jiggle and you'll feel areas where there's more room and causing it to shake. And then you could just go in with super glue or hot glue and glue one of these strips. Thickness varies based on how much room you need to fill, but I would make small adjustments at a time. So if you start with one of these and there's still a little bit of room, maybe, layer on top a thinner one instead of another thick one. And you don't need to fill the entire helmet. You just need to get, 3 to 4 points of contact on your head that hold fairly stiff. And I would try and keep those in this area of the helmet as much as possible rather than the jaw or anything that's attached with magnets. You don't want to have outward pressure there. You'd rather keep it up on the head itself. So the temples and the forehead and top and upper back of the head are really good places to start. And again, if you put one in and you need to fill more room, you just glue another one directly on top to fill more space. And hot glue, super glue, any of that should work. So if you have any other questions, feel free to reach out. I'm going to get this packaged up today and get it out to you as soon as possible. Thanks.